Action is on the minds of several community leaders following the resignation of Green Bay's superintendent over the weekend.
When first reported exactly a week ago, the Board of Education investigated comments made by Dr. Claude Tiller Jr. during a radio show in Atlanta earlier this month. He spent 5 days on paid administrative leave before the school board accepted his resignation on Saturday. Lawyers for the school district say a recording of Tiller's interview will be released to the public on Wednesday.
In a statement, Tiller says stepping down comes with mixed emotions. He says he is disheartened to learn some of his comments inadvertently caused offense to some in the community. He says his comments were toward the broader systemic issues within public education, not pinpointing the district itself. He thanked the entire Green Bay community and is hopeful for the district's, quote, continued success.
And that sentiment comes as the district faces several big challenges this year. Brittany Schmidt takes a look at what's ahead for Green Bay schools.
The Green Bay Area Public School District, now without Superintendent Dr. Claude Tiller Jr. at the helm, facing some big decisions this year. In the meantime, the deputy superintendent will carry on his duties as the district looks at possibly posing a referendum to voters and adjusting boundaries to address declining student enrollment. On Friday, parents had one last chance to fill out this 2024 planning survey. The district is working with the Wisconsin School Board administration to develop a 3 to 5 year strategic plan to help set priorities and goals.
Motion carries 7-0.
Following the meeting on Saturday where the Board of Education unanimously accepted Tiller's resignation, those in attendance vowed to make sure diversity plays a central role in the future of the district.
Our organizing is not going to stop. You all have lit a fire under us.
The executive directors of 3 resource centers in the area are teaming up and creating a new task force called the United Front for Social Change.
What the mission of this group is going to be is that we are going to highlight all of the inequities that we're seeing, every single case that we see that is not serving our students, especially students of color. We are going to bring awareness to this.
Through town halls and community meetings, here's the message they want to send to the community, the district, and the Board of Education.
It's very rare that the board meet on a Saturday, and they scheduled a special meeting on a Saturday to do everything very quickly and quietly before any of us could start mobilizing. So this is what we could do in a span of 1 day. This is how many people we could mobilize. But give us time, and we're going to mobilize the entire city.
Those 2 seats that's opening up on the board, we're going to assure that those get filled with black and brown people. And we will organize together no matter what. Those 3 seats next year, we're going to assure that they get filled with black and brown people. And then for sure, that referendum, we're not letting that sneak by.
In December, the district announced a possible $150 million referendum this year to address capital improvements in the district. The district says taxpayer dollars would not be spent on facility improvements for a school that the Boundary Adjustment Advisory Committee recommends to close. The district is looking to close some schools and consolidate students. In an email on Wednesday, the district says, quote, boundaries are to be developed to ensure equity and the continued diversity of school populations, end quote. The community will have time to voice their opinions before the Board of Education gets final recommendations in June. In Green Bay, Brittany Schmidt, Action 2 News.